Hey, everybody, welcome to our first inaugural episode of Growth Unfiltered. We're excited about this, and it's a new podcast, and we're going to talk all things real estate. You don't know what's going to show up. Sometimes we might have a masterminds. Sometimes we're going to have a panel. Sometimes we'll have agents and guests. We'll have some industry professionals, all kinds of cool stuff. So it's going to be fun. We're going to come to you for 15, 20 minutes every week and hopefully bring some value to our conversation. So my name is Frank Panunto, the Vice President of Growth for the Eastern half of the United States. And I am so privileged and honored. I have my whole team here today. So you're going to meet all these fabulous people that make our company look phenomenal. So we're going to introduce everybody and let them talk to you a little bit. So let's start with Kelley. Says I'm just going to go like this way. Kelley, say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Frank.
Hi. Tell them what states that you cover right now.
Okay, great. I am in Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and Connecticut.
That's it? That's all you can handle?
That's it.
Come on,
for
Kelley.
Today.
Gotta step it up a little bit. Hi, Lisa Kane.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Lisa Kane, and I am Regional Growth Director for North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Indiana.
Ooh, got a lot going on there, too. Growing fast.
That's right.
And last but not least, the person that holds us all together, probably the most important person on this call. Hi, Leigh. Hi, Leigh Holley. Say hi to everybody, Leigh.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Frank. Thank you. I am the Growth Support Principal, and I support all these wonderful people, Frank, Lisa, and Kelley, in the East Coast.
Well, we appreciate everything you do. So, guys, we're going to jump into it. All of us got into this for a specific reason, right? I mean, I've been in real estate for 30 years, and Lisa and I go way back. I know Kelley and I, and Lisa's been around this company for, 8 years now, Lisa? It's crazy. We've all had journeys, right?
That's right.
From agents to leadership to now we're getting into we're on the growth side of it. So I'm just curious. Let's start with this. Kelley, what made you want to get into this kind of position, given your journey? Talk a little bit about your journey and how you ended up here.
Sure. Well, it's been quite a journey. And what I think is the most rewarding part to being involved in real estate is that there are so many different roads that you could take, right? Real estate leads to pretty much anything you want it to. And that's what I love about it, is the diversity. So I started out as an agent, just as everyone else did. Actually, I started out in the new home construction business. I had my own interior design business. I did model home merchandising for builders. And so many of the clients that I picked up as a result asked me if I had my real estate license. So I decided, hey, how hard can that be? And I quickly learned how hard that can be. And you're either all in it or you're not. So one thing led to another. I had a negative experience, if you will, in my first year in real estate. So then I made the announcement that no, once I get into the position where I can help other agents, I absolutely will. No one should have the same year as I did. And that's what started my journey of helping other agents, to the point that it was affecting my business. And because I had to overcome all of the fears and the struggles on my own. So fast forward, I got into leadership quickly, and I found my love for growth and helping others and helping solo agents, teams, independent brokers. That's where I really feel like I'm making the most impact.
Yeah, you definitely are. It's funny you said that, because I was literally on a call Saturday with a new agent. She's with another company, and we were just talking. And now on Wednesday, I'm going to help her business plan for 2026. We didn't talk about our company. It's not a recruiting appointment or anything like that. It's strictly an agent helping an agent. She's like, well, why are you willing to do that? I said, because I was a new agent one time too. And, I'm ancient. So I predate cell phones, MLS's, internet.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, I go back to the books and the map books and all that stuff. And,
I was going to say we predate navigation, Frank.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't
you had to print out your little directions, or use the map guide, Thomas guide.
I don't predate electricity. So let's be clear. But But I said, no, back then nobody helped anybody. There weren't trainings back then. You guys remember there wasn't classes,
Yeah.
all this stuff and coaches and all this. That didn't exist. You just kind of sink or swim on your own. And I believe I love the industry just like you just said, Kel. And I love real estate agents. I think we get a rap that this job is easy. We catch a lot of stuff that's just not true. We affect people's
Yeah.
lives.
I think
And
we all have a soft spot for the new agent, right? We all have
Absolutely.
that soft spot for if someone helped me, I could have gotten there easier, faster, or maybe, there's agents that give up because somebody's not helping them.
Well, I'll take it one step further. I think we have an obligation to new agents. If we're always talking about raising the professionalism of our industry, then the people who've been around a while need to give back. I just feel that.
True.
Thank you. Lisa, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yeah. Well, very similar in a sense of just sharing that passion for helping others and loving to see others grow and wanting to contribute and raise the bar in our industry. I have been in this industry for 28 years. The majority of that time I spent focused on the land and development space. In particular, I'm really, really passionate about redeveloping small towns, breathing life back into those towns, seeing what makes a community. So I take a look, in that side of my business, I take a look at the towns that are on a high growth trajectory, study their downtowns, what's their future vision, what's that plan look like, and then I bring the development that will help them get from where they are today to meeting those goals of tomorrow. And I think that just plays so nicely, or just parlays so nicely into what I get to do in this role. Because, as I've said, I'm, really passionate about helping others, but I'm just so blessed to get to meet with agents and the same thing, learn about their goals. Where are they today? What are their future goals? And then what's it going to take in between to get them there? And then being able to help connect them with those tools and resources that will help them achieve those dreams.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's, there's a burning flame inside of everybody. That's why this team is what it is, right? Hi, Leigh.
Hello.
Hello. So, Leigh, tell us, Leigh, lovely. Tell us about your journey, Leigh. Tell us who you are, where you are in Dallas, and tell us about what's going on and how you got here.
I spent about 20 years in the medical field, and so I do love helping others. I sort of fell into real estate about 3 years ago, and I'm very happy that I did, because now I get to help facilitate meetings between new agents, like you were saying, and wonderful people like yourselves that can help them grow and launch their business into the atmosphere. And watching those relationships develop and watching those people succeed is really a joy. It makes me very happy to see somebody say, I did it. And I did it with the help of Kelley or Frank or Lisa. And to be a part of that is very exciting for me.
Well,
That's my idea of helping you guys. So,
well, we feel that every day. That's for sure. And that kind of brings us to our topic today. It's cultivating relationships. I think you guys. I think we can all agree that you hear so much about AI and this is going to replace that, and we're going away and all this stuff. All the same stuff we heard, by the way, when the internet was coming out, right? That human beings are going to be extinct and you don't need this anymore. So I don't believe that, and I know that the real estate market is has some challenges throughout the country. There's no question about that. But I think mindset's really important. And I think if as agents are wrapping up the fourth quarter, we think the fourth quarter could be a little choppy, but there is business to be had out there. So what do you guys think when it comes to mindset of today's agent, and what could really help them as they're, finishing up the year strong and moving into 26?
I would say, I think even what you, I know what we've all kind of talked about, and just in our obligation, right, to help others really is to be able, sometimes people don't even, well, first of all, we don't know what we don't know, right? So some, especially new agents, this is a bumpy ride and a scary ride, but to be able to get to walk alongside of them and help them put that plan together, help them see what that vision could look like, and then making sure that they're plugged into the right tools and resources to get them to that place. And really, I think, a big part is being able to surround them with community and have them feel like they're part of something. And I think one thing that, all of us on this call are really passionate about, and I love it, is about helping others win, right? And so that is just a big piece, is being able to pour into them, have them see things maybe they don't even see in themselves at this point. Breathe life, breathe some energy into them so they can persevere in this hard market, and let them know that we're here for them. And if it's not something that we can physically help them with, making sure that they get connected to whatever those tools and resources are. Fast Cap would be a great example, but that could get them right from where they are today to where they want to go, and persevere these headwinds we're in.
Yeah, Kelley, you were to say something too.
No, I think to piggyback on what Lisa was saying, it's super important for us to be here as a sounding board. As you know, I've spent many years in a coaching business, coaching agents and women across the country. And there's a balance there. So as far as the mindset, it's nice for them to have someone to talk to and to bounce things off of and to talk one-on-one. It's also great that we have a support system where we talk about tools and such, and that's a lot of learning things that they can do. But it really comes down to them looking within themselves. The mindset of an agent is you are a business owner. Even though you have to hang your license with somebody, it's ultimately up to you, right? It's ultimately up to you to make calls, follow up, to do those leads, to ask for the business. And I would often say to the agents, I want you to put this all over your house, on your bathroom mirror, on your phone, in front of your computer. What did I do today that could end in a contract? Right? So you have to be able to overcome that fear, because the market's going to do what the market's going to do. And it's up to us as agents to adjust to it quickly. So how quickly can you adjust to that? And it always comes down, Frank, you were talking about the AI, it always does come back to organic grassroots, those conversations and such. So I think the mindset is having the agents get past the fear and figure out, what did I do today that could end in a contract?
Yeah, and I think a part of that is kind of tying a bow on both of those is preparation. I think a lot of times agents are they're just not sure what to do and what direction to go. I think if you really want to survive, and I always classified agents in two different categories. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but there's proactive agents and there's reactive agents. I don't know any other kind, right? So to me, proactive agents will survive in any kind of market. That's just how I've always felt. And what does that mean? It means studying the market, studying the trends. If you're confident in what you're saying, then you'll prepare properly. If you understand where the marketing is going or where the market is going, then you'll know where to go. I think a lot of times the people that don't have the success or they're nervous in their mindset is because they don't have a firm grasp of what's going on in their own local markets. And I think having that and then putting the systems in place to support what direction you want to go in gives you the confidence to go, and how to have those conversations. But Leigh, you were talking about relationships, and building relationships with the agents. What are you hearing from agents right now? Because you do a lot with our agents who are talking to agents outside the company. What kinds of things are you hearing right now on relationship and how important that is?
I hear a lot about the AI does scare them, and it is a little bit overwhelming for a lot of them. I think that the ones that succeed are the ones that say, "Hey, I need help. Hey, I have a question."
Yeah.
And if you're willing to say that to yourself and say, "I need to go ask my growth team or my broker team or a friend for help," then I think you can make it.
Super important point that you just brought up. That was part of the conversation I had with the agent that I was talking to on Saturday. She was firing off a bunch of questions to me. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I keep asking you questions." I'm like, "Listen, I've been doing this for 30 years and I still ask questions." You have to. When things change, you have to ask questions. Nobody has all the answers. How else are you going to learn? So to Leigh's point, you can't be afraid to ask. You can't be afraid to, get together with other agents in your area and find out what they're doing. Wait, what's your plan going forward? I don't understand this AI thing. Are you plugging in? What do I look? You don't need to be an expert in it, but you kind of need to know about it, right? So these are important things about preparation.
I love that. And the collaboration piece, right? Because we know that's so important. And that's what I love about where we are. There's such a culture, and collaboration is a big focus in our culture here. It's good.
Yeah, I think building a local community, building that community where agents support each other, regardless of what your company is.
That's
right?
right.
If you're agents helping agents and giving back to agents, we're all stronger that way.
Mm-hmm.
And we all help each other that way, and it makes things better for us. Go ahead, Kelley. What are you about to say?
So, Frank, you tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get here?
Oh, I don't know. My GPS broke. Remember, I was before GPS. So, yeah, I'm 30 years in the business. I started as a solo agent back in 1995. And I did that for a very long time. And then I decided I should have a team. So I started building a little bit of a team together. But I didn't really know how to do it. So I didn't run my team properly or effectively. And I take full responsibility for that because, again, teams were a newer thing back then. There really wasn't a roadmap. There were a couple of people doing it really well. Most people did it really poorly. So to the point of asking questions, I disbanded my team because I was a bad team leader for my own personal team. I couldn't delegate. I couldn't leverage. So I had to learn a lot over the next many years, and I did. And from talking to team leaders across the country, and once I got into leadership, really sitting down. It's funny. I was in a position of leadership, yet I talked to team leaders about their success and tell me about your roadmap because you did it way better than me. I want to learn. So through those conversations, it's gotten a lot better. Now I can see things I know how to run a business. That's easy. I've sold, a large amount of homes. We'll put it that way. And so I understand how to build a business, understand how to run a business. Now I understand that team level much better. So once I got into leadership like you guys, I enjoy coaching. I coach sports. I've been coaching youth sports and high school sports for over 30 years. It's a passion of mine. I love helping people. That makes me happy. So one of my first jobs in leadership, it was actually my first job in leadership. I had an agent who had not been on vacation in over 4 years. She wasn't doing very well in real estate, and she was about to get out of it. I said, well, let's game plan. Let's change that around. But I said, the first thing we're going to do is you're going to book a vacation right now. She goes, well, I can't have it. I said, I'm going to put it on my credit card. We're going to book you. Where do you want to go? And she was freaked out. We booked a trip to Jamaica. It was $3,195. I remember it like yesterday. We booked it. Now, the previous year, she had sold 2 houses, and before that, it was not much. Well, this was in October now, and she was going to go in the spring, like late spring. So call it April, Mayish. She sold 11 houses between that conversation and that trip. She paid my bill back in like 60 days. To me, it's like when you're motivated and you have direction, your mindset changes. A lot of things can happen. But watching her win, and Lisa talked about wins, watching that agent win changed my life.
Yep.
That's why I like doing this stuff. I want people to succeed. I want people to win. And if I can be a little part of that, it's pretty awesome. So that's kind of my story. That's how I got here.
And that's kind of what we do too, right? Like,
yeah.
I know all of us, if we have a great call with an agent or an agent that they've attracted, we hang up with a great call at the end of a really long day. We feel like we've accomplished something. Like, wow, I really feel accomplished. If everybody's leaving that call upbeat and happy and so grateful that they spoke with us, that's why we're here.
Yep.
And have that every day just keeps you going.
Yeah. So Leigh, as we wrap this up, this first session, give us one thing that piece of advice that you could give to an agent right now who is maybe a little bit down and they're thinking about, I just need a little pick me up. What's one nugget you can give them for the week since it's a Monday?
My favorite nugget is please don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to reach out. We're here. We're all here to help. That's my favorite one. Just ask us.
Yeah, it's funny because how many times ego gets in the way. They want to look like they don't know what they're doing. There's such a ceiling in their mind sometimes where I'm afraid I'll look weak.
Yeah.
There are no stupid questions. There's none.
100%. Leigh, piece of advice for our people.
Oh my. I would say just something as simple as let go, let's grow. Because to that same, sometimes we hold things so tight, we're in our head so much, we are feeling defeated or down or whatever that might be, we're afraid to ask a question, we're afraid to turn to somebody, just let all that go and see the opportunities in front of you, see the people that are here to surround you, to collaborate with you. So yeah, let go, let's grow.
Love that. Kelley.
The number one thing is to believe in yourself and know that whatever big, hairy goals you set, just make sure that every day you're taking one step towards that.
Yeah, love that. That's great. And that's kind of ties into what I would say too is, I think sometimes we get so muddled in all these things that I have to do to be successful. I always say this, play to your strengths. What are you really good at, or that you're comfortable, that you're going to actually follow through on? Pick maybe one or two of those things. And if you can get those things to a mastery level, magic happens. So the biggest thing for me is, if you're unsure right now and you're treading water, identify your strengths, identify your value propositions, and then all your actions should be to enhancing those value propositions. That's where I come from. So guys, thank you so much for our inaugural kickoff. Next week, I think we're going to have a panel, which is going to be really cool. So everybody tune in. There's going to be times when it's all four of us. There's going to be times it might just be a couple of us. But the goal is to have you leave with value every single time you meet with us. Thank you again for coming to Growth Unfiltered. We're so excited to share this with you every week, and we will see you next time. And to my team, you guys inspire me every day. I love each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for what you do.
Bye, everybody.
Right back at you. Bye, everyone.